Discover Northwest is sponsored by these travel partners.
Explore the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where every path leads to adventure, and every moment is a discovery. Right now on Discover Northwest. I'm Natalie Marmion with Discover Northwest, your guide to some of the best places to visit in one of the most beautiful parts of the country. We've traveled all over looking for unique experiences and hidden gems. So whether you've lived here your whole life or you're new to the Northwest, we have you covered. Today we're taking you somewhere you've never been at the Seattle Aquarium.
Here we have 3 spotted eagle rays, so that is who we're feeding today.
And showing you animals you've never seen here before. It's an exclusive first look at an expansion years in the making. Our travels take a mysterious turn at this historic hotel.
While we were restoring the hotel, they noticed W-I-L-L. When you get to the next face,
see it.
You find the letters Y-O-U.
Will you what? We are uncovering hidden history in a nearby city filled with surprises. Then we pay a visit to a dairy farm making more to drink than just milk. You get what from a cow? Where to go if you're looking to try some cowalcohol. And for the wine lovers, a lakeside paradise just a few hours from Seattle, yet it feels worlds away. Let's start with a journey to Alaska, the way it's meant to be experienced, through adventure. And it all starts right here in Seattle.
Well, my name is Dan Blanchard, and I'm the owner and CEO. A lot of people call me the captain of the company. Uncruise Adventures is summer camp for adults. We're the to the cruise industry, meaning that we're the antithesis of what they do. If you want to go on an all-day kayak, or you want to go snorkel for a few hours, even in Alaska, or you want to go maybe just stroll a beach or take a skiff ride or maybe hike the closest mountain, you can do that. So there are a lot of options during the day, but then at night, how about stargazing? How about northern lights? Now, you're booking this trip because you kind of have a Northwest mentality or Alaska mentality that says, I want to experience the destination, not the inside of a ship.
Hi, my name is Ben Maroff, and I'm an expedition leader for Uncruise Adventures. My role as an expedition leader is to create really custom weekly itineraries depending on the weather and the wildlife and what people want to see during that time of year. Uncruise is nimble. Our boats are small, and so we're able to get into really tight pockets of Southeast Alaska, which is key because the waterways are intricate. And so we're able to adjust entirely what we do based on what's being given to us that week.
There's 1,100 miles of inside passage, and on a small boat like these, we can do the real inside passage.
Summer, we know the salmon are about to start running, and we can pivot to go to different big salmon runs, whether it's watching a whale come up in front of a waterfall, whether it's watching orca chasing stellar sea lions. I've had the really awesome opportunity to see a brown bear foraging in the springtime right in front of a glacier.
We found an iceberg on the beach. It was probably bigger than this room by far. And it had a hole through the middle of it. So we crawled in the hole, each of us, and we were each coming out different ends. And those kind of things where you can wrap family experience and with the outdoors.
Just doesn't really get more Alaska than that. What I hope folks get out of a trip up in Southeast Alaska is a real care for the place, because the Tongass National Forest, which is really where we're exploring, places like that and places like Glacier Bay National Park, places like Misty Fjords National Monument are really, really worth protecting.
We as a company are probably the biggest advocates of keeping Alaska's Tongass National Forest in the roadless rule. Once people visit these areas, they're going to vote to protect it.
The Tongass National Forest holds 44% of all of the carbon of any of the United States national forests just in one small pocket up in Southeast Alaska. And having access to that is a privilege for us as a company, but there's so much value in what it is as a place. The money coming into ecotourism is going back to Alaskans, being able to show that this sort of industry has value, at the end of the day is going to be something that protects our national forest. The more folks we can get to care about that place is going to really lend itself to maintaining that sort of space for, generations to come.
What I tell my crew is our measure of success is when they are walking down the ramp and they hit the dock and they see the crew, that they're either crying, they can't help but hug. And I know we've done our job when the emotional response is there when the guests get off the boat.
At the end of the day, I think folks always come out of a trip with us having learned more, having seen more, having experienced more than what they thought they were going to get when they walked on board.
So if kayaking around glaciers or taking a polar plunge sound like your kind of travel, book your uncruise now. But maybe you're looking for something a little more relaxing? This next stop is for you. Drive about 3 hours east of Seattle and you might end up here. A wine lover's paradise. Lake Chelan received its AVA designation in 2009, making it an official wine grape growing region in the United States. And a must-visit stop in Washington for anyone who enjoys wine tasting. There are more than 300 acres of grapes planted in the area. And putting those grapes to good use, more than 40 wineries, each with their own distinct personalities. If you're thinking about visiting, now is the perfect time to plan a trip. There's lots to love about springtime in Chelan. We'll return for that in a few, but first, a Northwest adventure isn't complete without a stop here in Spokane, Washington.
The usual response to Spokane is, I had no idea. People are always surprised by all of the unusual and beautiful and fantastic things here in the city. The historic Davenport is where it all started. 20 years ago, this was going to be torn down and turned into a parking lot, which is crazy to think. Even if you do not stay here while you're in Spokane, I highly recommend coming to the historic just to have a drink and check it out and do the self-guided tour.
Each area of the hotel is designed to mimic a different part of the world. Here in the lobby, we are in the Spanish Hacienda. It is adorned with 133 feet of original Tiffany glass. That ceiling was actually blacked out during the World War to prevent light from beaming up into the sky and making this destination for somebody to attack.
There's a hidden marriage proposal that was discovered during the renovation process in the early 2000s here. It's worked into the woodwork.
They noticed under this face the letters W-I-L-L. You find the letters Y-O-U. When you come down here, you find M-A-R-R-Y. And finally, you find M and the letter E. Will you marry me?
Did they ever get married?
I don't know, that's the great mystery. The restaurant scene is fantastic. You're not going to find chain restaurants here.
Hi, I'm Chad White, chef and owner of Zona Blanca. We have different ceviches that are inspired by different cities throughout coastal Mexico. All right, so little sea salts. Spokane dining right now is exploding. Everything from indigenous cuisine to seafood. It's really exciting to see where it continues to grow, and I'm excited to see where it's about to be.
And then we, of course, have Feast World Kitchen. The whole idea of Feast World Kitchen is to help the immigrant and refugee population in Spokane, to give them the help that they need to get moving in America, starting a new life.
Since 2019, we've worked with over 100 families from over 35 different countries. So from all over the world, people who have come here as immigrants or were resettled here as refugees, fleeing war, violence, persecution. And what they bring to the community is really incredible.
You could get Ukrainian food one night, you could have Thai food another.
Okay, so there's my Chinese barbecue pork here. We call char siu, and it's one of the signature dishes in Hong Kong. It's my family recipe. Also, we will do this pineapple crumble spices cake for Chinese New Year.
Okay.
For feast, World Kitchen.
I'm gonna try it. This looks
Yeah,
so good.
yeah. How about try this first?
This is a pineapple.
Pineapple crumble spices cake.
Okay. Spicy.
Yes, it's spicy. Yeah.
I should try another bite.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, no, I love it. Yeah.
We have two USL teams, United Soccer League teams, kicking off their inaugural season here.
Year one, we really want to go out there and we want to do well for the fans.
Spokane has the most amazing fans.
We want to win, we want to succeed, and like I say, the fans are going to be huge for that.
People are coming here. This will be the hub of soccer, and to be able to say that you saw the first year just seems to me like the most amazing thing for Spokane to be able to give to the rest of Washington.
And it's just this fantastic place to live. It's a fantastic place to visit.
We're giving people the opportunity to see so many new things. And now you can see professional soccer at the same time.
We keep inventing ourselves through the years. We have a lot of hidden gems. It's an easy 4-hour drive east for anyone from Seattle. It's just a great space to go and explore.
Still ahead, exclusive access to the new expansion at Seattle's Aquarium. We're taking you to a special place normally off limits for visitors to see animals you haven't seen at the aquarium before. But first, we head south for a refreshing adult beverage with unique ingredients, and the clue is in the can. Keep that ID handy because we're also trying alcohol. You heard that correctly. After the break, we visit a farm selling alcohol made from cow's milk. Don't go anywhere. Discover Northwest is just getting started. Welcome back to Discover Northwest. We're helping you plan your next adventure, showing you incredible experiences so they don't fly under your radar. A Napa-esque escape, just a few hours east of Seattle. Lake Chelan is Washington's AVA getaway with so much to offer. And if you're craving some R&R, you're in luck, because now is the perfect time to visit. If you've been to Lake Chelan before, but not in the spring, you're missing out. First of all, out here, springtime means it's Apple Blossom Festival time. So get ready for a good time the whole family can enjoy together. There's the Chelan Earth Day Fair, and in May, the Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival. All of this under sunny skies with average highs in the 60s. Just another excuse to soak up stunning views at Lake Chelan. I have to tell you, I've lived in the Northwest for 25 years now, and I've never tried drinks like we're about to show you south of Seattle in Oregon's Mount Hood territory.
If you're coming to Oregon's Mount Hood territory, you're coming for the authentic experience. With the mountain in the name, no surprise, outdoor recreation and scenic beauty. So you have access to walking and hiking, but then we also have the Farmlandia Loop and South Clackamas Loop that are here in Oregon's Mount Hood territory. The farmlands are a nice way to experience the valley portion of our area and get a lot of different experiences in really good family fun. The TMK Creamery is a delight.
Everything is here right on the farm. So what farmstead means is you actually own your own cows. All your milk is coming from your own cows, and you're processing it and turning it into your products.
It's really using the dairy process from beginning to end. The alcohol is one of the most surprising things about TMK Creamery.
It's one of those things where you can say, I'm making alcohol from milk, and everybody's like, what? So here is a distillery. We're actually making cow alcohol right now. When you're tasting it, it's got more of a vanilla smell to it, and it's gonna be really, really smooth when it's going down. The one big hit is our cheddar curds. We're selling curds that are only 2 days removed from the cow. I mean, they're as fresh as you can make it.
The cows, they're right there. They're waiting to be milked, and you get to visit with them while they're waiting to be milked.
Someone can show up, do milking, do the whole thing. You can do everything
right here on site. Everybody has fun. Very seldom you see someone that's mad.
We have a tap trail focused around cider and beer. The Ale and Cider House in Westland, that's on historic Willamette Street. You can taste their ciders as well as grab food and sit in the backyard if you want.
So this building's over 100 years old. It first started out as a lumber mill, turned into a general store. We renovated it and created it into a cidery. We're like the community hub, so all the families come here to hang out. At all times, we have 16 ciders, and they're always rotating depending on the season. You have Marionberry, Blueberry. One of the more popular ones is the Spicy Pineapple.
And then you bring the fruit here and you make everything here on site?
Yeah, we'll take the fruit from the farm or we'll source it locally and then create the ciders. So you get a very high quality cider rather than something that you could buy at the store.
Ruzo is a one-of-a-kind beverage experience here in Oregon's Mountain Hood territory. It's hard citrus, so it's an alcoholic beverage.
It's similar to a cider, but there's no apples at all in our production. It's all lemons and limes instead. It's got a big tree here in the middle, and in the tree spells out the word citrus if you look just close enough. We get a lot of people that come in and they say, I don't like beer. I like to say those are the people for us. It's like a light bulb goes off in their head and they're just thinking, wow, I have found a category that fits me. So we have 5 dominant flavors in production, starting with the apricot guava. This is our best seller. It hits flavor profiles that are very familiar to most audiences. This is the lime kick. So this is one of the baseline flavors, and whenever you see the word kick, you know that there's a underlying level of spiciness to it. It is absolutely delicious, and it's usually received as, wow, I didn't realize this could be this good. Entering into the space with an entirely new product is a big risk. We weren't afraid to fail, so we went ahead and we did our thing. It is a door opening to an entirely new segment that you are unfamiliar with but are bound to enjoy.
There is lots of activities and it's very accessible. It really is about meeting real people where they're at and exploring.
We've already seen so many great things today, and we're not done yet. Still ahead, we take you somewhere inside the Seattle Aquarium you've never seen before. I know, because it's off limits to almost everyone. Well, not this gal.
And they have super strange looking mouths that are really wiggly with wavy teeth.
We have an exclusive first look at Seattle Aquarium's newest habitat. That's after the break, only on Discover Northwest. Welcome back. We have more timely tips and favorite finds here on Discover Northwest. And we're about to show you something really cool happening at the Seattle Aquarium. That will be our last stop on what's been a busy day. First, we hit the waters for an Alaskan cruise not for the faint of heart. Then we traveled east, uncovering hidden history and finding new reasons to cheer in Spokane. We sip one-of-a-kind crafts in Oregon, and earlier we told you a bit about Lake Chelan's excellent wineries and special things you can only do there in the spring season. If you like spending time outdoors, that's one more reason Lake Chelan is worth the trip.
It's not just the wineries that put Lake Chelan on the map. Epic views make for the perfect backdrop for a world-class golfing experience. Choose between 8 courses, all within just a short driving distance of the Lake Chelan Valley. Here's a tip: the Lake Chelan Golf Course is a longtime favorite for visitors and locals alike. And Gamble Sands was at one time voted the best new course in America. That's another one you don't want to miss. The gorgeous terrain makes Lake Chelan an excellent destination for hiking trips, too. Explore more than 250 miles of maintained summer trails in the area, from family-friendly hikes to more challenging ones with a rewarding view. There's a little bit of something for everyone. So grab your clubs and your hiking boots and make sure to book your stay.
Now for our last stop of the day, the Seattle Aquarium. You may have noticed this building across the street. It's been under construction for a while. That will be the Ocean Pavilion. Inside, you'll come face to face with sharks, rays, coral, and so much more. Outside, a beautiful new public plaza. And the aquarium area you already know and love isn't going anywhere. This is an extension of their campus. To better understand what's to come, let's go behind the scenes, somewhere normally off limits to guests.
This morning we're standing in the aquarium's Animal Care Center. It is a state-of-the-art facility that we are able to provide homes for a number of different animals, kind of the newest addition to Seattle Aquarium. So many of the animals that are currently living at our Animal Care Center will soon be moving to the new Ocean Pavilion building. My name is Andy Sim. I am the curator of tropical fish invertebrates at the Seattle Aquarium. Most of the animals that we have in this building right now are all tropical species found in the Coral Triangle area of the South Pacific.
The Coral Triangle is a section in the ocean that involves Indonesia, Malaysia, New Guinea, Solomon Islands. And it has about 500 different species of coral that are reef-building corals, and it's some of the largest reefs in the world. And there's actually 57% of the corals that exist in the Coral Triangle, so it's very biodiverse.
The corals were all grown here at Seattle Aquarium, so they are fragments taken from larger colonies back in habitats on the aquarium's Pier 59, Pier 60 campus, and brought down to our off-site Animal Care Center and be ready to move to the new Ocean Pavilion building.
So it's a very important space for all of those animals to thrive.
Right over here, there is an Indo-Pacific leopard shark that are calling this habitat home. And over here, we've got a bowmouth guitarfish on the far side of the habitat right now.
They are super unique in that they look like a ray in the front and their body tapers down to more shark-like in the back. My name is Charmaine von Kriegenberg. I work closely with the sharks and rays, but most specifically our bowmouth guitarfish, which I have a tattoo of right here in honor of her. They are critically endangered though. They face habitat loss as well as overfishing a lot of times. They spend most of their time in shallow coral reefs, kind of sifting around in the substrate, eating a lot of crustaceans. They have super strange-looking mouths that are really wiggly with wavy teeth that they use to crunch up the shells of lobsters and crabs. Our bowmouth guitarfish's favorite food is probably her spiny lobster, and she takes that and you could hear her crunching away as she chews on it as she swims around.
She was diverted from a fishery in Taiwan. One of the things that we did look at was release to a marine protected area, and unfortunately there are not marine protected areas far enough away from commercial fishing centers that it made sense to return that animal directly to the wild. Our fear was that it would end up in another commercial fishery if it was allowed to stay there. She has grown so much in the time that she has been with us, and I can't wait to see her move on to Ocean Pavilion so that visitors to the aquarium have an opportunity to get to know her and appreciate her.
I am really excited about Ocean Pavilion opening because I think it's going to be a really exciting time for Seattle Aquarium. It looks so great and will be a really, really cool thing for people to experience.
I hope when people come to Seattle Aquarium, what they'll take away is some sort of spark or inspiration to help make a difference, to help make a change.
One of the reasons to visit the aquarium is to really gain a better appreciation of the animals that are living not only kind of here in our backyard in the Pacific Northwest, but extends to that marine environment in our one world ocean.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for exploring with us. Until next time, safe travels. Find more information and links to all the fantastic destinations you've seen today at KIRO7.com/Discover Northwest.
Discover Northwest is sponsored by these travel partners.